like Benteke, back like it's freaking being back streets boys, back like we never left, back like it's the Premier League that's back, it's the kickoff. Man, I missed you guys. It's been an awesome summer. My summer was a lot. From the Euros, thank you all for your support during that. I had a lot going on from the games, simulations, through FIFA, I call it FC, whatever now, to Olympics. Man, it was loaded. It was absolutely loaded. I enjoyed myself. So I hope you guys enjoyed your summer. It was summertime. It was awesome, man. Was able to relax, rewind, traveled around, met cool people. By the way, if you haven't, check out my segment on football in the streets. Lots of that coming up. But yeah, let's dive right into it. On this episode of the FF Talk, I'll be talking about the class of 24/25 Premier League managers. Yes, it's just fresh air, fresh tactics, fresh strategies, fresh haircuts, fresh looks, fresh styles. Everything is just fresh. But not just only that, I'm also going to be talking about the Fantasy Premier League. I don't know if you guys know what that is, or if you already do. Just things to look out for this season. So yeah, let's jump right into it, man. So like I said, class of 24/25, there have been some relegation and some promotions of setting managers into the Premier League. Premier League kicks off with a massive clash, because I call it a massive clash because Manchester United are going to be playing Fulham, and we have to win this one. If you guys don't know, I'm a Man U fan. I mean, what else do you need to see? But last time we played Fulham, it didn't go quite well at Old Trafford. So this season, starting on Friday, that's when we kick off our game, we have to. I like to know proper. But anyways, let me not divert. Let me stay on track. So, Premier League managers, 24, class of 24, class of 25. I'm gonna start with Arsenal. I'm just walk down the list, and in case I get off track, I do have something to guide me on here. So Arsenal, Michael Arteta. I think Michael Arteta will have a great season. Last season wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, it's Man City now. Come on, what do you guys expect? You know, Man City had to do what they had to do. If not for Man City, Arsenal would have been running away with it. You know, I think Michael he needs a striker, right? I mean, he has Jesus, you know, that's cool and all, but apart from that, I feel Jesus is injury prone, so he can get injured anytime. He needs someone who can bring him the goals. His defense is rock solid. Saliba, Gabriel, and they got my Italian brother helping with that defense as well. So all that is cool. Midfield is already great. Saka, Odegaard, likes of, you know, those key players. But up front, I think that's the missing puzzle for Arsenal. Not just even talking from I won't say, I mean, I don't love Arsenal, but as a lover of football, I like to see, you know, good things happen. So I like to keep it fair, keep it simple. So I think Arsenal need a striker. That's gonna be the puzzle they need to just do well, to probably win the Premier League. You need goal scorers. Take for example Manchester United, when Alex Ferguson noticed that we needed goal scorers. Andy Cole needed a push. He brought in Dwight York. Things changed. It was the perfect marriage. To me, that's still the best coupling. Is that the word? Or pairing of two players, strikers in the Premier League, Andy and Dwight. So I think Arsenal need that extra gem of a striker who's just a goal poacher, who just loves to score. And see who that is, I don't know. That's not my business. They have a recruitment team. But yeah, that's for Arsenal. Next up is Mr. Unai Emery. Good evening. Unai. I would say Unai is it's been magnificent, man. Honestly speaking, like, I mean, it's taking Aston Villa to the top of the crop of club football, Champions League, and I mean now they have new endorsements, Adidas. Man. The introduction on them announcing that was massive. You had Osborne, you had all these top guys, up the Villa vibes. But sticking to my guy Unai, I think Unai is magnificent. I think Aston Villa would do well. They won't go that far in the Champions League because then you have to balance the synergy of Champions League football, Premier League football, and it's like, okay, do you have the caliber of players to just keep playing week in, week out? I think that's going to be the, I won't say downfall, but it's going to test their strength and their limits, mentality, just everything wise for them. I think they got great players like McGinn, definitely have guys, Bailey, I don't know if it's Bailey or Bailey, I'll say Bailey, Oli Watkins, I mean, it's going to be fresh, man. I can't wait. I'm going to be supporting Villa in the Champions League for sure. It's just fresh. I love the way they play. I love the style Unai brings to them. So yeah, I think for those two managers, Arsenal and Villa, I think, like I said, Arsenal, by the way, I'm going to say this, I think they'll finish top 4. For them to win the Premier League, I said they need a striker, right? A strong gem striker, done. Unai and Aston Villa, they'll definitely lead experience of balancing Champions League, Premier League, and all that extra cups that come in within the frame of football. Look at Newcastle, for example. See what happened to them. Injuries knocked them out last season. So that's going to be a solid testament of, hey, if they can do it or not. Next on the list is Bournemouth. Adoni Iraola. I don't want to butcher his name. He's a great manager. I like him. I think he's good. He's not bad. He's brought fresh air to Bournemouth. But the thing now is they've sold Sri Lanka to Spurs. So who's going to be the talisman scoring up front? For me, you got to score goals. Defense wins you titles, but actually, defense can win you titles, but scoring goals literally brings the title. So, and Donny needs some quality strikers. They got Semenyo, so we'll see how it fluctuates with. I don't know how things are going to play out now that Sri Lanka has gone. So that'll be exciting to see. But style of football, they had a good last couple of seasons towards the end of the season. So it should be an exciting one for Bournemouth with the freshness. And by the way, Michael B. Jordan is a co-owner of that team, so we never know, man. Money is springing there. I love the owners there. They're doing good stuff. Next one is Brentford. Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank is absolute gem of a manager. Why? Because he just speaks his mind. I like the way he just comes in. When I watch his pre-game interviews and post-match interviews, he just speaks as it is. I mean, he's got Inventoni as his main guy there. They've done well to stay in the Premier League. I think they need to just take it up a notch. Don't just settle for finishing top 15 or let's not get relegated. He's got that in him to make his team do very well. So I'll be looking forward to how they do. If they retain Inventoni, it's going to be good for them. So good stuff there for Brentford. Brighton, Fabian Hutzler. I don't know much about this guy, to be honest with you, man. But I think Brighton, they've already the great De Zerbi, I like to call him. He's put the foundation there. Freshness, like what he did last season. It all comes down to the whole thing about balancing. Brighton, they got promoted to the not Champions League. Sheesh. They played in Europe, and they struggled balancing both European football, Premier League football, and all those other competitions around them. But the foundation the mentality was already embedded in them. So that's what I like about Brighton. Fabian, all he needs to do is come in, pick up from where the Zerbi left off, and just do his job. Honestly, I think Brighton have a bright future. I mean, they're sponsored by American Express, so credit card limitless. they can do whatever they want to do. But yeah, looking forward to how that pans out for them. I don't see anything crazy. I think now they can be able to just focus on their football in the Premier League, and they will do quite well. I do reckon probably seeing them finishing top 8, top 8 for them. All right, next up, Chelsea. Chelsea. Thank you. I'd like to thank the Chelsea owners for letting Pochettino go. Why? Because there's rumor that now Poch is going to be the next manager for the United States of America. So I'm excited about that. But I was shocked that they sacked him, knowing fully well that Chelsea team is a Chelsea Football Academy team. The only matured senior players that were there were Sterling and Silva. So for them to let Poch go with what he did last season, even though he started rough, but he was playing with youths, man. He's playing with young adults. He's put in something fresh in there for the next manager to work on. The next manager's name, if I can get his name, is Enzo Maresca. This guy, I think he's worked on some top managers too. He has his own freshness as well. Probably worked with Pep, I'm not too sure. But if I do recall, he should be bringing something fresh. He's got Cole Palmer, he's got Madueke, he's got Nkuku, which I hope will be very fit this season to perform. So yeah, Chelsea, I really don't know where things are going to play, because this guy can do very well and they sack him the next day. He might not do well and they say, hey, let's keep him, we believe in him. So Chelsea is very undecided. Where would they finish? I don't know. I really don't know. I need to see their style of football. I need to understand what they're playing at, what identity do they have this season. So I'll be looking forward to that. I'll be having a post recap on this segment, half of the season, just to see where things stand. Next on the list is Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace. Thank you for selling our boy Olise to Bayern Munich. We'll take care of him. By the way, if you don't know, I support Manchester United, Bayern Munich, and AC Milan. M3. Thank you very much. So, Oliver Glasner brought fresh air to Crystal Palace last season. Like I was telling my guys at the top at the Premier League show Fan Zone, when Clinton asked me about what I felt about the game between Man United and Palace the last time we played, and I opened up like, yo, it was fresh. I love the football. I was a Man United fan, but the way Crystal Palace played was just they balled, man. That was serious balling of football. So yeah, he's a nice. I like his mentality. So I think he's gonna keep improving on that with the likes of Mateta, Eze, and probably just reinventing a little bit of tweaks in the middle and style of play. So Crystal Palace should finish top 7 in my book, based on what I saw last season. Hopefully, Oliver Glasner can keep up with that. Next on the list is Everton. Guys, Everton, the fact that they're even here this season, they deserve an award. Reason being, they got so many points deduction that Manchester City have not been deducted yet. Yeah, Everton got a lot of points, just destruction, but they managed to stay in the Premier League, which shows a good testament about what our manager Sean Dyche has done for them, because he's done quite good for Everton. If Merseyside Blue, he's done really good, man. So if they could withstand the storm last season, I reckon they would do very well this season. But what I like to see is the likes of Dele Alli also coming back, because I think he's still a player at Everton. You know, just getting to himself again, just having that freedom of of his skill sets, of his attitude on the field. So looking forward to where Everton play this season. Next up is Fulham. Like I said, Manchester United are going to be playing Fulham as the kickoff for the Premier League season 24-25. And the manager there is Marco Silva. Marco Silva he's a top manager. I think he's done some brilliant stuff at Fulham. He's found a way to just allow his boys just to enjoy what they do. I think he looks like a disciplinarian though, especially when he's not winning. But yeah, Fulham, they're doing quite well. They should have a decent season. I don't see anything much crazy that I might say negative about them. Just enjoying that football, and Marco Silva is a good manager. He knows his stuff, so we'll see if they shouldn't do that against Manchester United though, because Man U needs to win that game. So we'll see how they do this season. Next up is Kieran McKenna. Kieran McKenna, Ipswich. Ipswich have been gone from the Premier League for over, I think, 20 plus years, probably 22 to be exact, and they're back. And the guy, the manager I just mentioned, who's bringing them back, this guy has managed under Manchester United. He was part of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team coaching staff, also Mourinho's coaching staff. So he's got the experience under his belt. So I'm not quite surprised that he's doing what he's doing now at Ipswich. I think Ipswich, they're gonna be kicking off against Liverpool. That's gonna be an interesting one. I could predict that one to be a spoiler. It could be a spoiler of a game, but hey, we'll see how it goes, man. But yeah, Kieran is a top guy. All the best to him. I hope Premier League. He's got Premier League experience under his belt. Not with Ipswich, but like I mentioned, the other team. So he should do quite well this season. Next up is Leicester. Man, I'm so happy Leicester is back. Jamie Vardy. JV9 is back, and his manager up there with his lads is Steve Cooper. Steve Cooper his facial expression kind of scares me though. It looks like a silent assassin. Like he will knock you out on time. But Steve is good. Congrats to Leicester coming back. By the way, I don't think it's the same manager that brought Leicester from Football League to the Premier League. No, I don't think so. I think Steve is fresh. So, but he's got experience. He's good. Leicester, I've known him for playing counter football. I don't know what style he's going to be using in the Premier League this season, but I can't wait to just see JV. I can't wait to use the meme when Jamie Vardy scores, man. Drafting him straight into my FPL team. I'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, Leicester should be doing quite well. Fortunately, my Nigerian brother Iheanacho has left, but he's gone to Sevilla. But it should be a great campaign for Leicester. I do reckon they're definitely staying in the league. They're not getting relegated. I don't see them getting relegated. So that's Leicester. Now let's talk about the next three I'm about to mention, like the guys, the ones that they have specific microscope on them. I'm gonna start out with Liverpool. So Liverpool, as you all know, Klopp made that announcement last season that I was gonna leave, and it was as if excuse me, yeah, I had to cough for that one. It was as if the world was ending for Liverpool fans. But then came this guy that they call Arne Slot. I've been hearing good things about him, his style of play, his discipline, yada yada yada. But he's the manager right now for Liverpool, and all he has to, like I said, Klopp has already left the engine running for his team. All he needs to do is just pick it back up and add a little bit of spice, air freshener in his car. That's literally the methodology I'm using here. Just keep it running. Service it as needed. He's got Salah, he's got Darwin. They need to bring out the best out of Darwin Núñez. I think if Darwin, even his name I can't pronounce. If Darwin Núñez can connect with the ball and score goals, yo guys, that would be some proper striker. But yeah, I think they should do quite well. It's Liverpool now. The foundation is already there. The system of play is already there. So I'm looking forward to how they play. Like I said, they play Ipswich, so that should be a good cracker of a match to start off with. Season long, they haven't bought any like spent money that well this summer. So reinforcements, Liverpool have one of the best recruiting systems to me in getting players. So I mean, look at Robertson. Go see how much they got that guy for playing for left back for Liverpool. But now I think they'll do quite well again under Arne Slot. I don't think they're gonna win the Premier League. I do feel Liverpool might just finish top 4. So anything less than that should be a failure for. Even though it's his first season, I think it would be a failure if they don't. Next up is the guy they call the masterclass of the Premier League. He's watered down the Premier League like it's bread and butter. His name is Pep Guardiola from Spain. This guy has been winning trophies, like he's playing EA Sports FIFA, FC24, FC25 on amateur level. Literally just a baller, man. Tactical genius. I read one of his books lately during the summer and I'm like, man, his mentality, this was when he was at Bayern Munich. He just he's never satisfied, and that's a good mentality to have. Like when you win one, what's the next way you can use to improve your next one? So Man City, they've not really splurged as they normally would. I think they will still get some valuable players. They have the likes of Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne might be his last season, but the rank of caliber of players coming through the youth system, my God, it's scary. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, it's scary. I'm not jealous about Man City's, I'm happy that it's actually in Manchester that these things are happening because they're both rivals. But these are, at the end of the day, it's all love for me. So yeah, back on Pep. I think this season he'll do well again. I hope they don't win the Premier League again. So I'm hoping that they test these guys. Let's test Man City, guys. Come on. Can't just keep letting them run away with the trophy. That's enough. So, but it's Pep, well done, Pep. That's what I can say. Well done. Next, another Baldy. By the way, those two guys I spoke about did not get here. Is my manager, Eric Ten Hag. Eric is trying. I'll say he's trying because he's got crazy. He had a crazy season. So much pressure on him from left and right. The journalists. It's Manchester United. We're the best club in the world. We're the biggest club in the world. We're the most talked about club in the world. So yeah, he's gonna have that pressure, man. I think he handled it quite well until he started saying some weird things in post-match interviews. He's brought in some reinforcements this season at the back, but I still feel if we can get Højlund to connect with goals, I think the biggest recruitment we had this summer was bringing in the likes of Ruud van Nistelrooy to be part of our coaching staff. Like, I was so amazed and applauded the move. Like, yes, this is what we need. Ruud, if you guys don't know, this guy is a goal scorer. I remember the season when Sir Alex Ferguson brought him, I was like, Saf, do we need this guy? But man, the history, the goals, I can see them in my head, the way he scored, the hustle Van Nistelrooy made on and off the ball. We need him. So I think he can harness bringing out goals from our players. Midfield, I think Diallo will be a very key differential player for us this season. Anthony has promised that he's going to perform, but I don't trust that guy. Diallo, yes. Diallo might be that key player. Garnacho, already what he's doing. Kobe Mainoo. We got quality, man. And we've got reinforcement at the back now. So, I think it should be a good season. It should be a very good season for us at Manchester United. If we do finish anything less than top 3, that's failure for me. That's my own judgment of this season, how it should be. So, Eric Ten Hag, if you need someone to talk to, hit me up at the FF Talk. If you need any tactics, any pre-match or post-match upliftments, I'm here. Alright, that's Manchester United. Newcastle, Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe is top manager, man. Eddie did quite great resume last season. He did astonishingly well. Unfortunately, Champions League saga happened with them at PSG, and a lot of injuries for him. So I think this season Newcastle are gonna just keep up from where they left off and perform. They just shouldn't have any problem. Newcastle, I reckon, they're finishing top 5. Like, they shouldn't finish anything less than that. So it should be exciting for Eddie and his team. After that is Nottingham Forest, Nuno Espirito Santo. Espirito Santo has been quite... he has the experience. He's been at Wolves, he's gone to Spurs, now he's managing my brother's team, Nottingham Forest. Not my brother, my Nigerian brother that plays for them. So yeah, he should do quite well. There's no pressure on them to finish a certain, as long as they don't get relegated, right? So they should be fine. Southampton is back, and they're back with Russell Martin. Russell Martin is the manager. He's got quite a good resume. Style of play, not quite sure, honestly. I've just known Southampton to the Saints to know they know how to march on, they know how to play. They brought the likes of Klein, Mane in the past, man, Lallana, oof, man, Southampton had ballers, yo. But now there's a new breed of players coming in this season, and Russell should be able to bring out the best, harness the best from them or in them. So, looking forward to how Southampton play. I don't see anything crazy. Will they get relegated? I don't think so, but they need to play, they need to ball. Time will tell. Next up is one of the most interesting teams. Like, if I wasn't a supporter of Manchester United, I'd probably be a fan of this club, and it's called Tottenham Hotspurs. Yeah, they haven't won leagues in forever, but they're just entertaining to watch. I love the way they play. I love the mentality Ange Postecoglou is bringing to the rawness of Spurs. I love the excitement, the drive he has for them. Angie Ball is what everyone is calling it, or what he calls it. So I think for Spurs this season, they just need to take out certain players that, if they're not part of his mentality, right, don't play them. That's my belief. Like, if I have players that don't understand my level of discipline or level of style of play, I'm not going to feature you, man. So I think that's the only thing that he needs to really try to focus on this season. Like, who's for him, who's against him. If you're not playing his style, get off my team. So they've brought in Solanke and Son up front. That's going to be a good one. You've got Madison right in the middle. You've got Johnson on the right, Kulusevski. Who else do you have? You got Timo Werner still there. So, I mean, Spurs, they're going to be good this season, so I'll be definitely supporting them, man. They're a good team, good people. Last two on the list are for West Ham, Julian Lopetegui. I cannot butcher your name. Julian Lopetegui. I think that's Italian, if I'm not sure. If I'm not, I'm sorry. I mean, I've seen this guy before, to be honest, but his resume, I think, is quite good. Yeah, I've seen this guy. Freshness. David Moyes is not at West Ham anymore, so you should see a good caliber of new style of football at West Ham. Likes of Bowen, Kudus, Kudus, that boy. If they don't sell him, should be freshness for West Ham. So looking forward to that. Don't know where they're gonna finish. I need to understand the level of football. So I'll be looking towards all that. Like, I'll let you guys know on a recap of this half of the season. Last on the list is Gary O'Neill for Wolves. Gary is not a bad manager. He's quite good. I like what he did last season, especially the game between there's a game between Wolves and Spurs early on last season. And that's why I really saw, okay, this manager has just got something quite good in him. So what will they finish? Honestly, I don't know. I think Wolves might not finish well this season. But that's just me speculating. Who am I? I'm just a guy behind the camera talking to you guys about what I feel. Let me know what you feel about the class of 24-2025 Premier League managers. Alright, excuse me. And that's that. Now, this next segment is something very dear to me. It's what I'm calling the master class of managerial skills. I'm talking about the Fantasy Premier League, FPL, ladies and gentlemen. Now, FPL is literally very simple. They give you £100 million. Yeah, £100 million. But I'm talking about virtual pounds. It's not money you can actually transact from your account. You go and call your banker from GT Bank and send it to Bank of America. Not that one. I'm talking about virtual money, 100M. Then you have to select, I think, 15 players in total, from 11 starters to, I think, 5 substitutes. And from these, you have to either, with that bracket of team, you need to select players that cost value are under that 100M. So Haaland, for example, most people are going to be running to is 15 million this season. So from that, you now start placing, okay, defender, I usually go for certain values of players. I don't believe in spending so much on certain players. Major thing is this. So each game week or each match week, they have every team is going to be playing for the next year till the season is over. But there's also something else called the FPL Challenge, where now they come up with different rules or different exciting twists every week that you can also use to select these players. Sometimes you could give unlimited amount of money to just get certain players, or it could just be whatever, you know. So major thing is this season I'll be playing FPL. I've been playing this for quite a while now. I think it started this like 2013, 2014 is when I got my hand on FPL. Then I used to play, it was Yahoo Fantasy, Yahoo Fantasy. And then the rules were very crazy, man. Even if you had a shot on goal, you had points. Weird stuff. But no, for the Fantasy Premier League, you have to choose a team that's going to start for each game week. You're going to select your first 11. Then at the same time, you have to select a captain and a vice captain. Captain gets double points. So if I feel, okay, Manchester United are playing Fulham. Okay, I'm thinking Rashford is going to score 3 goals. Is he going to be the guy that's going to max out the points based on the schedule for the whole week? It's just speculation. Then I give him the captain badge. If he scores a hat trick, imagine that. My points have rocketed sky high. If he doesn't play, let's say let me use another example now. Haaland, for some reason, decides that he can't feature the opening game. Or maybe Pep saw a dream last night and said, hey, Haaland should not play, he should play the next game. Or he feels Haaland is not ready, which is very that's not going to happen. And he benches Haaland, and everybody has Haaland as a striker. Now, since Haaland didn't play in that game, the next player on the bench on your FPL app or your team, the closest to it will be subbed in for that position. If it's a defender, if it's a midfielder, if it's a striker, that person will be subbed in for Haaland. At whatever point that person has will now tally in. Now, if that person too doesn't play, the next person or player close to that player that is supposed to substitute for Haaland would then take, the point. So it's moral of the story is this: yes, you have a starting 11, but be very, very careful of your substitutions as well. The guys that play on the substitute. So for me, I'll be having a different segment on the FPL. This was just an introduction, let you guys know what it's all about. If you want to know more about FPL, follow me on Twitter, X, is what you call it now, at the FF Talk. I'll be posting a couple of things week in, week out on my plans, what I feel, just what I'll be selecting. And please, I'm gonna put a disclaimer here. This is not, you don't have to follow me. This is what I'm doing. I've seen people cry out, oh my god, I can't believe I follow this guy. And they start cussing them out because they carbon copied what another FPL manager did and it didn't work out. But if it worked out, they're praising the guy like, oh, this guy is a messiah. No, don't. If you want to copy me, that's fine. Me, I'm just going to be posting my own perspective of, okay, this week, this is what I feel I need to use, or I need to captain, or I need to start, and that's it. And the rule of thumb is I don't just select my game weeks just for that game week. I try to plan ahead. What's the next schedule? So I look at players that, okay, if they're playing this week, how are they going to feature? What's the schedule like next week? So it's giving you a different mindset on how to think ahead too. So that's why I like playing it. It's not just a game of let me just play for the sake of playing. No, it's actually really good. So that's that. Listen, I'm excited about this season. I can't wait to be back on live. Looking forward to being on people's shows. My guys at Premier League, thank you so much for last season. Fan Zone, hope to be back soon. Any other person who's supported the FF Talk, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you are, guys, God bless you. And listen, like I said, the Premier League is back. Okay, we are back. All right, and we're back with a bang. For that reason, adios.